I'm Gilchrist, Product Manager for Kamer heat mount detectors. The purpose of this video is to simplify the Kamer application process and to make sure you get the most benefit out of applying your Kamers correctly. Accurate heat detection is fundamental to success in dairying. Get it wrong and it's going to cost you with empty cows and extended calving. Get it right and you have the peace of mind knowing you'll get the best value from your breeding program and have a tight calving pattern for next season. Getting it right translates to money in the bank. Applying Kamers is simple and easy, but preparation is the key. Good cow flow is vital to minimising stress on both animals and people, and it also saves time. Cows are used to walking into the herringbone, so this is the best place to apply the Kamers, rather than trying to use your vet race. Also, you can usually get more cows into a herringbone than you can into your vet race, and this is what will save you a lot of time. To make the job go smoothly, you need to have a plan and you need to be organised. In a herringbone situation, typically it's easier if you apply the detectors as a separate job to the milking. So that you have easy access to the rear of the animal, it's easier and quicker if you set up planks along the entire length of the pit. On your farm you might have an alternative system to this, but easy access to the rear is key to simplifying the job. Gluing the Kamer is made easier if you use the yellow applicators provided. The more applicators you have, the better, so save your applicators from year to year. Using the applicators means you can apply the glue to the detectors and then handle the detectors without getting glue on your hands. This is done by pushing the hard part of the detector, located just below the arrow, into the notch of the applicator. The glue used to fit Kamers to cows is a contact adhesive, which means for maximum grip, both surfaces must be glued, the Kamer and the cow. It's best to use two caulking guns, one to glue the detectors and one to glue the cows. It's also best to keep these separate because the one used to glue the cows will collect hair and make gluing of the detectors difficult. Cut a small hole at the end of the glue cartridge, emphasis on small. If you cut the hole too big, the glue won't stop running. Remember to pierce the foil seal at the top of the cartridge before you squeeze the handle of the caulking gun. If you don't, you'll end up with an explosion of glue on your hands. Slow, steady pressure with the caulking gun also prevents the glue from flowing out too fast. Apply a line of glue down the centre of several detectors, then pick up a dry detector and briskly rub the two together and place neatly on a tray, drum lid or similar receptacle. The detectors can be left like this for several hours, which means if it suits, they can be prepared well in advance of bringing the cows in. Preparing the cows is easy. Remove any loose hair or dirt. You can do this with your hand. There is no need to brush every cow. Kamer heat mount detectors are a pressure sensitive device and they require a minimum of 3 seconds constant pressure before they are activated. The timing mechanism means Kamers will only be activated when a cow stands to be mounted. This means false positives are avoided. Because the detectors rely on pressure to be activated, they should be positioned on the cow where the brisket of the riding cow lands. The brisket of the riding cow lands just behind the hip bones of the mounted cow, and this is where the Kamer should be placed. The instructions include a template showing the correct positioning and can be used for the first few cows just to get your eye on. This will be especially helpful for first time users of Kamers, as there can be a tendency to apply the Kamers in the same place as tail paint, which is just over the tail head. In this position the Kamers are rubbed, but they don't receive enough downward pressure to activate them properly. Apply a glob of glue about the size of a $2 coin on the area of the cow where the Kamer is to be placed, and use the blue spreader provided to spread the glue. A thin, even layer achieves maximum adhesion. Glue the entire row of cows and then go back to the first one and start applying the Kamers from there. Doing this allows the glue plenty of time to get tacky. Now it's just a matter of placing the detectors on the cow and smoothing down the edges of the detector with the applicator. Job done. Peel and glue Kamers are pre-glued, so this takes a step out of the operation. It's important to note though that you'll still need to glue the cow. It's a good idea to peel the backing off as many detectors as possible and stick them to the milk line. The easiest way to get the backing off is to roll your thumb over the edge of the Kamer and take the Kamer away from the backing, rather than trying to take the backing away from the Kamer. Another tip, at the bottom of every detector is a small piece of thread sticking out, and this can assist with the removal of the backing. Rotary dairies make the application of Kamers easy, and they can be applied during milking with minimal disruption to the milking routine. Apply the glue to the correct position on the cow at the entry point to the rotary. The time taken for the cow to get to the exit point allows enough time for the glue to get tacky, and at the exit point a person can apply the Kamer detector. Simple and fast. Kamers can be applied in all sorts of weather, even when it's raining. Let's face it, you have to be a little bit more organised when you're applying Kamers, but for a job as important as getting your cows and calf, the extra effort is worth it. And the good thing about Kamers is you don't have to touch up with tail paint throughout the mating season. But the real beauty about Kamers is that once they're activated, anyone can pick up the heat.